What is up, I'm Sergeant Ballistic, but you guys can call me Brian. Thank you for checking out this video. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Sound Blaster X H5 Pro gaming headset. Now this guy retails for about $99. You might be able to, find it for higher or lower. I do have links to it in the description, so if you do like what we are taking a look at, you can go click those links and pick it up for yourself. So this is their kind of mid-tier gaming headset out of the Sound Blaster X lineup. Today we're going to take a deep look at this guy and see if it's the right headset for you. So let's get into it. So the H5 is going to come with compatibility for a number of different gaming systems. You've got PC, of course, and you've also got Xbox One and PS4, and it's also going to have mobile support. It's got that 4-pole adapter so you can get the full voice comms, and it's also got some adapters to help you get it onto different platforms. In terms of aesthetics, we've only got this single color option with a nice black base and then some silver and red accents here and there. In terms of the overall industrial design, it's got some nice aesthetics that are probably a little familiar to you guys. In particular, might remind you of the HyperX Cloud 2, maybe some of the headphones from Beyerdynamic. It's pretty tried and true design, and they've continued it and I think executed it pretty well in this headset. So it is a circumoral or over the ear closed headset design, and that's going to contribute to most of its size. Actually, the headband is pretty fairly low profile, and so are the earphone expanders and the hangers that the ear cups sit on. Overall, it's a pretty light design, and I couldn't find an actual spec online for the actual weight of these guys, but if I had to guess, I'd say they're probably in that sweet spot of around 200 to 225 grams. In terms of build quality and materials, I'm pretty damn impressed with these guys. It does have, of course, some plastic in the design, but there's a lot of metal, as you can see with these expanders, and also some in the headband where it's got a steel reinforcement in there, and I love seeing those materials being used in headsets. Both the ear cups and headbands utilize memory foam, which is very nice and plush, very soft and comfortable. Both are also covered in a leatherette material. The enclosures themselves are kind of a base plastic with aluminum structure on the inside for the actual, I guess, kind of sound chamber of the ear cups. As for comfort, again, the plush ear cups are very, very nice, as is the headband. Different shapes and sizes of heads will make this vary for different people. But I had no problem wearing this for extended gaming sessions, played probably like 4 hours of Overwatch straight, and didn't feel too much, kind of sweatiness. I did, take them off every once in a while to air out my ears, as these, leatherette enclosed back headphones, they're generally going to cause a little bit of warmth and stuff building up. But overall, great experience using these for a long period of time, and I think most people will find that's the case. The seal is very good and doesn't leak too much sound whatsoever. And if you take a closer look, you can see there is what I'm guessing is a bass port for the drivers, which might also add a little bit to the breathability. Getting into some of the accessories and extra features, it does have a removable cable and removable mic. All of the cables feature a nice braided exterior, which I would expect from something at this price point. There's no LEDs or anything too flashy aside from kind of the bright X on the side, which some may like and some may not, but I'm kind of glad. I like the basic overall design for these, and I feel like that some things like LEDs would have detracted from the design and probably added to the cost. So for the microphone, you can hear me talking through it right now, and it's a little bit hit or miss for me functionally. I think the adjustability is great with this flexible neck. It's also detachable, so you can kind of use these as a pair of mobile headphones if you would like. But in terms of quality, it's a little bit on the weaker side. It doesn't sound horrible at all. I just don't think it stands up to the quality of something we've seen like from the ModMic 4.0. It's not very noisy, as I've noticed it. I'm running straight through my PC behind me, but I can kind of sound a little bit echoey and just a little I don't know, just not all that full sounding. So a little bit disappointed in that. One design flaw I found is that if you take off the pop filter, it's kind of like a triangle with the pickup. It's a unidirectional mic being on one side. That can oftentimes get turned away from you. And I've noticed some people giving the mic absolutely horrible reviews on this headset. And it could have just been because the mic wasn't actually facing their mouth. It's really important that you want that pickup basically off the side of your mouth so that it can pick up full sound but not a lot of the pulsive P's and things like that. So a little bit disappointed in that. I think it's definitely fine for gameplay and playing games with your friends online, but I wouldn't recommend it for content creators like a streamer or doing game commentaries. We do have inline controls on the braided cable, and it's a little bit on the larger side, but not as bad as like something like the full sound card on the HyperX Cloud 2s. This will allow you to control volume, mute the mic, you'll have call control for when you are using it on mobile, and you'll also have music playback, pause, and play functionality. It does come with a 1.2 meter Y splitter, which separates the mic and audio for use on PC. It doesn't come with a carrying case, and that with the fact that it doesn't really fold up or collapse too much besides the normal shrinking it down is going to detract from its overall portability. It's solid, so I wouldn't mind sticking it in a bag, but you do have to worry about things like the brushed aluminum getting scratched up. So I see them as a little bit more of a static sit at your setup headset. Now diving into the sound signature, this features 50mm angled neodymium drivers. So the angled drivers are a little bit of technology they've thrown in to try to optimize the sound profile and the sound signature of these guys. The frequency range is going to be 20 Hz to 20 kHz, which is pretty standard for most headphones and headsets. It's got 32 ohms impedance, which means it can be driven by most common devices. And overall, I gotta say, it's got a pretty nice detailed and full sound, especially for a gaming headset. It's not exactly flat or kind of reference sounds. It does have a little bit of color in there, but I think that's more than acceptable. I don't really like too overly analytical headphones or headsets when I'm playing games. In particular, I found they can be oftentimes a little bit too bright for me and too harsh. That wasn't the case with these at all. The sub bass is kind of there. Every once in a while I could put on a song with some heavy 808s and really kind of get them rumbling on my ears a little bit. I don't think the bass is the strong suit. It's fairly tight in most songs and games that you're going to be listening to, but if you're listening to some really heavy EDM, it might not be the best for that. Moving up to the mids, it had very nice clear detail there. I can make out a lot of details in gaming and also in music, and the highs were pretty good as well. So overall, I gotta say this is a pretty good offering from Creative Labs with their Sound Blaster X lineup. A little bit disappointed in the mic, but again, if you're using it primarily for gaming, you should be fine. But the build quality and the sound profile on these are absolutely great. So in their next iteration, I would love to see an improved mic and maybe take care of that design flaw where it's kind of hard to make sure that you have it pointed in the right direction. I do have a few more products in the Sound Blaster X lineup coming in for review. I will be checking out the H7, which are the 7.1 surround sound version, and I also have one of the DAC amps. They've got some pretty interesting stuff in this lineup. They also have a pair of IEMs that are kind of meant for gaming as well. So let me know if you want to check out a review on those. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't. But leave some feedback in the comments below. Again, I have links to all the products mentioned in this video in the description below. I've got links to my social media down there as well. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my content. Going to be pumping out a lot of content in this Q4 season. There's a lot of stuff coming out. Thank you guys once again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.